Hello everybody, my name is Anthony Moonwalkers Live in the Yellow Submarine. Today I will be making a video of ranking the tracks by tracks to worst to best. Like I always say, it's least to favorite because for me there's no bad, there's one of the Ringo Starr songs that I don't like. And believe me or not, it's not one of his songs from his older albums. It's his newer ones. So, yeah. In my opinion, I decided to buy the Ringo Starr's Choose Love album. His for me for now to buy this his last album so far because this came out in the mid 2000s. That's where like it's one of that year that for me the 2005 year is one of those you either love or hated it. But the early 2000s were like it had really good music, but in the mid 2000s it's like one of those you either love or hated it musics. And since 2005 was such a good year for music too, because of one of my favorite from one of my favorite bands ever, System of a Down, they released two albums in that year, 2005, which these two came out in 2005, and yeah, this one came out first and this one came out second. So yeah, that's all that, and yes, I just listened to this. I just listened to the Ringo Rama, or sorry, I'm going to be ranking the least favorite to favorite tracks by Ringo Starr here. This guy right here, he is the drummer of the Beatles. And yes, the album he made it was released in 2003 under the name Ringo Rama. This is the album. This is Ringo Rama is more like a country. It's more like a country album that a lot of people don't listen to country genre. But don't get me wrong, I do love certain like country music and country bands. Ringo Starr kind of actually got me into some of the country music, so I don't blame him. He's from the Beatles, so I respect him and loved him for whatever he did. So yeah, yes, I just listened to this album all the way through, and yeah. So let's get into the ranking it to worst to best. I'm just kidding. Least favorite to favorite. And yeah, so there's 13 tracks on this album. There's 13 tracks, just to let you know. And number 13 for me, my least favorite track on this album is Love First, Ask Questions Later. What a title for a song. But no, what Ringo Starr is saying that this is a song it's similar to All You Need Is Love from the Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour right here. It's kind of similar to that song right here at the bottom. And sorry if it's a little dusty. I haven't played this album in a while. I played other albums, but I haven't played this album in a long time. So yeah, Love First, Ask Questions Later. This song, I remember when I first bought this. I remember I first bought this CD, and this song never really do much for me, even though if I'm a metalhead. But yeah, this song never really does much for me. It could be because it's like a really slow song. Don't get me wrong. I love certain slow songs. I do love a lot. Like there's no problems with slow songs. You gotta at least love most of the slow songs that certain artists or band has. But Love First, Ask Questions Later is okay. And also Ringo Starr also responded that the song is how he feels the world should be, and my hope that we all might stay in love. And that's very true. I agree with him. And yeah, he has a really good message on that. And on this song, Love First, Ask Questions Later, it has a really good message. And yeah, this is just my least favorite song. I don't hate it. I don't say this song for me. It's not terrible. It has a good message in it. I'm not gonna lie, it has a good message. So number 12 for me is Tripping on My Own Tears. Now this song sounds really like a depressed Ringo Starr song. This song is pretty catchy, but this is one of the songs that I always kind of forget how it goes. But this song is actually a pretty good song. Oh, hold on, one second. Okay, yeah. So this song is Ringo Starr actually said about this song that he because the title "Tripping on My Own Tears" it was basically a story about how he created the title. And it was during the night out between Ringo Starr and Mark Hudson. If you don't know who Mark Hudson is, he's the album producer of this. He's the producer of this album and also Choose Love, and also I Want to Be Santa Claus too. By the way, And also he also did the he also produced the album Vertigo Man, which I don't have that album yet. I'm about to buy it. I'm going to buy that album soon. So yeah, not too long, but I will buy that album so I can just give it more listens. So yeah, and also again, always sorry to say this, but I haven't do the review on that I Want to Be Santa Claus album. I might actually do a review on that album around December. I could do that. Sounds like a pretty good plan. What do you guys think? Should I review the Ringo Starr I Want to Be Santa Claus album in December or November? Stuff like that. You want me to do it on the holidays seasons? Because I will do it if you want me to. So yeah. So it came around. So Mark Hudson said about the song he was tripping on because quote Mark Hudson says quote I was tripping on my own tears. I was so down. And Starr replied, "That's just a great line." So yeah, so that's all. So that's pretty much the song is pretty much telling us that Mark Hudson was depressed at the time. So and I love how at the beginning starts off with Ringo Starr saying, if you can't laugh, what's the problem?" I love how that song. I love how that song just starts off with him talking in the background. Pretty funny, and yeah, that's pretty much all it is to say about this song. And it's probably my least favorite song, especially not my least favorite song, but I prefer that song a little more than the I don't know, because I guess it's because it's a little upbeat. It's a little upbeat a little bit for me. Uh, okay, sorry. I always get blackout sometimes, but yeah, the song "Tripping on My Own Tears." I kind of prefer that song over the "Love First and Ask Questions Later," but it's still a good song. Those are pretty good songs. Not really good. I'm not saying this song is terrible. "Tripping on My Own Tears." But I love how in the intro Ringo Starr starts off with saying, "If you can't laugh, what's the problem?" And then just starts off with him saying that. It just with a pretty good guitar riff, to say the least. I'm not talking trash on the guitar player. And by the way, fun fact, if you didn't know this, but David Gilmour was the guitarist in this album, and I was so shocked to find this out. Let me put this on focus so you can see a little more. Okay, I think you guys can see it, right? Okay, yeah, you can see it. So, yeah, but David Gilmour, the guy. If you guys and girls don't know who David Gilmour is, he's the guitarist of one of my favorite bands of all time, Pink Floyd. And I'm not the biggest fan of Pink Floyd. I actually do love their albums and their songs. So yeah, later on I'm gonna become a big fan of Pink Floyd later on. And no, not just because I take drugs. It's not that. No, don't do drugs, kids. All right, it's gonna mess you up. But yeah, David Gilmour. I love David Gilmour. He is like a big fan of the Beatles. I know that the Beatles must have influenced him when he was in the band Pink Floyd. We should know this, but yeah. And by the way, another thing. Oh yeah, Eric Clapton. He's also in it too. By the way, this album he's also in it. Eric Clapton. He's also in the album. He did a few guitar solos and a few guitars in some of the songs. But like I said, David Gilmour also did it. I mean, I don't think I said it before. David Gilmour also did some of the guitar solos, and he also plays the guitars of some of the songs. And Willie Nelson, I am not a big fan of this guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually remember him. I actually remember seeing him. I think it was like a couple of months ago. I remember watching the Country Bears movies, and Willie Nelson also did a cameo in that film at the beginning where I forgot that bear's name is. Sorry, I haven't watched the Country Bears movies in a couple of months ago, but I think his name is Barry. I think I could be wrong. Hold on. Yeah, I was right. It was Barry. So yeah. So the Country Bears movies. Yeah, Willie Nelson did a cameo in the beginning where Barry was watching TV. That shocked me because I just remember Willie Nelson was on this album. I didn't even know he was in the Country Bears for a cameo. Don't kill me in the comments down below, but I'm not a big fan of Willie Nelson because he's probably a country singer, which, don't get me wrong, I don't hate the genre country. I don't hate the genre country. I just haven't been getting a lot of listens, especially because I've been busy working. And yeah. Yeah, if you guys and girls are going to ask me, what do you think about the Country Bears movies, especially in your adult age? But I still thought, I mean, when I was younger, I didn't really care much for the film when I was younger. And I actually remember that movie was actually supposed to be based off of the original. It was based off of the amusement park ride, off of the same name. And from yeah, the Country Bears movies, I thought it was a pretty good movie. It did have some funny moments, and it did have a pretty good storytelling. And yeah, it's not, in my opinion, it's not the best Disney film. It's not the best Disney film they made. I mean, sure, this movie did came out in 2002, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of Disney's live action films because I feel like, I don't know, it could be because Disney's live action films, I feel in my opinion, it's because they don't really entertain much for kids, especially live action, like the real world environment that kids don't really catch on to real life world. Because that's why we grew up with anime. Because I guess because when we grew up with anime films, I feel we can connect to what we can connect to the characters because it's animated and it's colorful and kids will love colorful stuff. That's just my opinion, what I think. But the Country Bears movies, when I was younger, I didn't really care much for that film. I thought it was okay when I was younger, but when I watched it in my adult years, I thought it was pretty good. It's not my favorite movie from Disney's live action films, or not my favorite movies from Disney, but it's pretty good. I'll probably give it like a 6 out of 10 or 5.5. It's pretty good. It also has Christopher Walken, by the way, if you wanted to ask me who's in it. Christopher Walken is in it, and you know, should I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because I mean, yeah, but the one thing that kind of confused me is that they cameo Elton John in the movie The Country Bears. They also cameo Elton John. What I remembered, he's and that's weird enough that they cameo Elton John, and especially because he is not a country singer. By the way, he is not a country singer, and I don't know why would he be in a movie about the Country Bears? Because even though, I mean, don't kill me in the comments down below, but I'm not a big fan of Elton John, but I may become a big Elton John fan later on. But don't get me wrong, there's some songs I actually respect him as a musician, especially because he's a really good musician. Because if you guys and girls, well, I mean, we all know this, but he also did the soundtrack of the original 1994 animated film The Lion King, and I loved the 1994 film. And the sequel, I thought it was the sequel Lion King 2. I thought it was okay, not my favorite. It's not. It's in my opinion, it's not better than the first one, because the first one did had a lot of impact in a lot of anime films. And yeah, Lion King 1.5, I thought it was good. I kind of actually might prefer the Lion King 1.5 over the sequel. I could, well, you know what? Don't get me wrong. You know what? I don't know. But for Lion King 2 and Lion King 1.5, I thought were pretty good. Not my favorites. Well, actually, Lion King 1.5 is actually a little, in my opinion, a little better than Lion King 2. Don't get me wrong. Lion King 2 is a pretty good film. I'm not hating on that film. I like that film. I don't love it by any means, but I like it. Lion King 1.5, I would say I love this. I somewhat love, like, sometimes I can say I love this movie. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much that's all you had to know about Willie Nelson, because he did a cameo in the Country Bears, which I didn't even know that. And yes, the Country Bears movies, I actually, strangely enough, would recommend it. Even though if you grew up with it and you probably didn't like it when you were younger. Because me, when I was younger, I didn't really enjoy it too much because I wasn't a big fan of the movie. But I was a big fan. I did love the Country Bears amusement park right there. Because I remember seeing those, and it's really good. I miss that back in the old days. Back in the old days, they had like some awesome like amusement parks, rides, stuff like that. I don't even know how you call it. But yeah, I'm surprised. The Country Bears didn't cameo Ringo Starr, because he's kind of like a country singer. Well, not really a country singer. I would basically put him as a pop rock and easy listening to Ringo Starr. I don't know. Stuff like that. I don't really know how you would call it. But yeah, oh yeah. So the theme park was actually called Country Bear Jumboro, and I actually remember seeing those. It's so fun too. I missed it. I missed that right. It's so nice. But yeah, that's all I had to say about Willie Nelson. So this was a little side track. I'm not sorry. I do this all the time in my videos. So yeah. Yeah. So for me, Tripping on My Own Tears for me, it was an okay song. It's not really my favorite because this song is one of the songs that I always forget how it goes. But I don't hate it. I kind of prefer that song over Love First, Ask Questions Later, because it's a little slow. Even though Tripping on My Own Tears is basically more of a rocker than the last one was, but it's still pretty good nonetheless. It's not like it's gonna hurt you or anything when you hear it. It's gonna be a little forgettable when you listen to it one times and then you're gonna forget about it. This album, it took me like I believe it was 6 or 7 times all the way through to know how all the songs go. So yeah, number 11 for me is Imagine Me There. Imagine Me There. This is such a good song. It's so beautiful. I love this song. It's actually a really good song. Like, don't get me wrong. I know how the songs go and Tripping on My Own Tears and Love First, Ask Questions Later. But this song, Imagine Me There, spoke up to me, and I love this song. This song is actually one of my favorite songs on the album. It's really good. Maybe it's because it just has like a really good vocal. Maybe it's because of Ringo Starr's. It could be because of Ringo Starr's great vocals on this song. I'm not gonna lie, his vocals on this song is really good, and I recommend it. And I love this song. It's one of my favorite songs on this album, actually. So we're getting to my favorite. Well, I mean, for me, where I am getting into my favorite songs on the album. Well, not my favorites, but like a better songs that I prefer them more. I don't know how you say it. But fun fact, Imagine Me There started out as a bass off of the line, "You Are That to Me." Gary Bird, if you don't know him, I believe he was a guitar in the band, I believe, right? Am I right? He's a guitarist, one of the basses in the band of this album. I could be wrong, but I know he was there in the album, but I don't know. Gary Bird told Ringo Starr that he could not have that line in a country song. Ringo Starr proceeded to tell him, "Yes, I can say it, and if I sing it, it will be a country." But he's got a point. He's got a good point because I mean, Ringo Starr, when he sings, like for example, the Beatles' "Don't Pass Me By" or "Octopus's Garden," they sound more like a country songs. And a lot of people can't get into country or rock music, surprisingly. Well, I mean, some people can get into rock music, but they can't really get into country music. That's okay. You got, like what they say, we all got time in the world. But yeah, Gary Bird should leave Ringo Starr alone. This is his album, not Gary Bird's album. He should leave this man alone because he's the drummer of the Beatles, and the Beatles is for me the number one best band in the world, and nobody will never place them in my opinion. And yeah, I can't. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to say they're the best band we've ever gotten. But yeah, Gary Bird should leave Ringo Starr alone because he is the drummer of the Beatles. You should leave him alone. But yeah, yeah. So this song is actually really good. So yeah, Ringo Starr, Gary Bird and Ringo Starr had a little argument, but overall it was not terrible. Like I don't think stuff break down big time when that happened. I don't remember because I haven't seen the DVD in a while. Because this CD also includes a DVD, which I'll do it at the end of my ranking my least favorite to favorite. So yeah. Number 10 for me is White One for Me. You may expect this to put a little higher on your list, or Imagine Me There, you might put this a little higher, but this song, Right One for Me, not Imagine Me There. I'm such a loser, but yeah, this song, Right One for Me, it's not my favorite. Like, don't hate me in the comments down below, but it's not my favorite duet song ever. Like a duet. Like there's Ringo Starr and there's a person right there. You know what I mean? But a duet, it's not my favorite song of the duets, in my opinion. It's not my favorite. I kind of prefer, I don't know, but I'm not hating on the song. I know it's more like a country song. So don't get me wrong. I know it's a country song, and this is an album that's basically a country album. So yeah, this song, Right One for Me, is where Ringo Starr did a duo with Willie Nelson. Yeah, and Ringo Starr had a phone call with it. Fun fact: Ringo Starr had a phone call with his lawyer. He had a phone call with Willie Nelson's lawyer, who was also Mark Hudson's lawyer, to quote, tell them to write one for me. So they did, but they write a song with that as the title. At that part of the song was unfinished, but was later finished when they got together. The song is about a boy who gets nervous to tell a girl that she is right for him, and was unable to write down his feelings. The boy meets a person in a bar and gets that person write the boy's feelings down. Inquire. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much all it is into it. It's a pretty good message. I gotta say the background to it. Yeah, and this song is not my favorite duo. Maybe it's because it's Willie Nelson is in it, and the way he sings it is not my favorite. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to throw trash on Willie Nelson. I'm not a big fan of Willie Nelson. Don't hate me in the comments down below, because I know there's probably gonna be in comments down below. There's gonna be a big Willie Nelson fans are gonna be like, "Oh, why you don't like this song? Oh, why you're hating on his vocals? Why you don't like Willie Nelson?" Like, I don't like. I mean, I am not hating on Willie Nelson. He's a good vocalist, but he's not my favorite in my opinion. Maybe it's because of the genre, country music. It could be that it's not my favorite, but it's still a good song nonetheless. It's a pretty good duo song, like a duet. But it's not my favorite duet songs ever of all times. I kind of actually prefer Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney duet more than. I mean, don't get me wrong, Michael Jackson's or Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson's "Say Say Say" song. I prefer that a little more than Ringo Starr and Willie Nelson. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the songs "Say Say Say" song. I thought it was a pretty good song or a good pop song by the King of Pop and by another pop artist, Paul McCartney, a pop artist. And yes, I know you're gonna be like, why are you calling him a pop artist? Because he made some rock music back in the 70s and the 60s. Like, I know Paul McCartney made some like rock songs in the late 60s and the 70s era, but in the 80s is where he got a little more into a poppy. Like, I feel like his 80s works, like his 80s albums are a little too poppy for me, in my opinion. I'm not hating on the 80s, but seriously, his songs and his albums are a little too poppy for me, in my opinion. Especially me, because I'm a metalhead, so don't get me wrong. There's certain pop songs I actually like back in the day more. To be fair, I prefer any of the pop songs in the 80s way more than now what you hear in the music today. And yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys probably not noticed, fun fact about Michael Jackson, he also did a duet with duo with Lenny Kravitz in the song "Another Day," which I don't think they had their release song, like the whole entire song. They probably did, but it probably didn't really sound as much as Lenny Kravitz would sound. Maybe, I don't know, because I remember hearing one of the full songs that Michael Jackson, Lenny Kravitz. Sorry, almost unpronounced his last name. Sorry, but yeah, "Another Day." I thought it was a really good rocking song. Even though if it didn't really sound too much like Lenny Kravitz. I mean, don't kill me in the comments down below, but I'm not a big fan of Lenny Kravitz. But I do love him. I do love him as a musician. He's actually one of my favorite musicians of all time. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of him, but I'm not hating on him. But I actually love some of his songs that he's done over the years. And yeah, "Right One" for me is not my favorite duet song with Ringo Starr. Not my favorite duet songs from one of the members of the Beatles. But I know he's doing a duet song, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. But it's not really my favorite song in the album too much. I mean, it's a pretty good song. I don't think this song is terrible, but I thought it was pretty good. Number 9 for me is a weird title called "I Think, Therefore I Rock and Roll." That's a weird title, but yeah, it's a little more weird than the "Love First and Ask Questions Later." But this song actually woke me up. Not woke me up, but this song is just this song kicks so much butt. I swear, this song is it's so awesome. This song, "I Think, Therefore I Rock and Roll," is such a good song. And oh yeah, fun fact about this album, Ringo Rama album. This was actually a hit in 2 charts. This made it to the U.S. Billboard 200. Want to know what number it is? 113. That's pretty upsetting. But on the right side, in the U.S. Billboard Top Independent Albums, this made it to number 6. So that's not that bad actually. It's not as bad as the Billboard 200. So yeah, so you could say it was one of his better albums from listeners and Ringo Starr fans too. So they're saying that this is one of their, if not their favorites, one of their favorites Ringo Starr albums. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say, but I think Therefore I Rock and Roll is a pretty rocking track, and I actually love this song. It's so rocking, and well, not only that, but it's pretty catchy. I'm not gonna lie, this song is really catchy for some reason. I don't know. It could be me, but this song is just catchy for me. But yeah, this song is really good. I'm not gonna lie. Not really much to say about this song. Not really much interesting fun facts about this song. I think Therefore I Rock and Roll. It's a kind of weird title, in my opinion. But yeah, David Gilmour also did the guitar solo for I think Therefore I Rock and Roll. And yeah. And yeah. That's and by the way, Eric Clapton, he also did the guitar solo of Imagine Me There. Remember what I mentioned it before? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Number 8 for me is Missouri Loves Company. This song is actually a really good country song. Even though a lot of people can't get into that. Even though a lot of people can't really get into that genre. But I actually like this song. It's actually really good. Now, for me, I am getting to... I think... No. Now I'm getting to the songs that I actually really enjoyed so far. And well, I mean, so now I'm getting into one of my favorite songs on the tracks. I think Therefore I Rock and Roll also counts too for me. And by the way, David Gilmour also did a guitar solo on Missouri Loves Company. If you didn't know that, this song is actually a really good country song. Even though if I don't like even though the genre. Even though the country genre is not my favorite genre, but it's actually pretty good. This song actually did really good. Because Missouri Loves Company, fun fact if you didn't know this, it's a play on words of Missouri Loves Company. And it was written quickly after Dean Gradcole through the title phrase. And that's pretty much all you need to know about this song. And yes, that's actually all you can know from this song. But yeah, Missouri Loves Company, I thought it was a pretty good song, in my opinion. Next, I'll have announcements a little bit. I have a small announcement that next Wednesday since next Wednesday is going to be John Lennon's birthday, I am going to do a John Lennon Imagine album ranking of my least favorite to favorite. So get your vinyl or CD remaster wherever you have and listen to the album a lot, just to tribute to or dedication to John Lennon, because he did pass away way too soon. Because he was shot in 1980. He passed away at a young age of 40. That's still really young. Yeah. So yeah, Missouri Loves Company, I thought it was a really good song. It almost, for me, for some weird reasons, this song kind of reminds me of not only a country song, but it sounds more like a farm song. It's one of the songs that you would hear in a barn a little bit, in my opinion. For weird reasons. Don't ask me why, but it kind of reminds me of it. But, yeah. Next up, number 7, for me is Elizabeth Reigns. This song is actually a really good song. And this song is such a good song. Elizabeth Reigns, over and under. Elizabeth Reigns, since I was younger. It's actually a pretty catchy song. This song is really catchy. I love the way it starts off at the beginning. It gives you pumped up a little bit. But yeah, fun fact about this song, Elizabeth Reigns. It came about while Ringo Starr and Dean Gardcole were recording at Rocco Bella Studio, sometime before Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee. Asking Ringo Starr what ER stood for, Gardcole proceeded to start on a song with Ringo Starr saying, quote, "I'm not going to sing about the Queen." So that's pretty much all you need to know about this song. And this song actually is really catchy. So, not really much to say about the song. Not really much to say. It's a really good song. Number 6 for me. What Love Wants to Be. What Love Wants to Be. Such a good song. I love this song. In my opinion, I love this song. For me, it's so catchy, in my opinion. It's so catchy. But, yeah. by the way, fun fact that Van Dyke Parks he did accordion on What Love Wants to Be and English or Elizabeth Reigns. I'll mention that song. I'll mention that other song high because I'm gonna rank this a lot higher on that. What I'm gonna say on number one. But fun fact, Gary Burr also did the guitar solo for What Love Wants to Be, and it's such a good song. Such a good song that you can sing along to. It's really good. And not really much to say about this song. Not really much to say about this song. I actually really love this song. Really catchy. So yeah, we are getting into the top fives of one of my favorite songs on this album. Number 5 for me is Eye to Eye, an opening track to the album. And this is a song that, fun fact, Ringo Starr said about this song. He said, quotes, it sounded like there's a war going on and we're trying to make a war of love. That's pretty much true and pretty cool that he would realize it. Or, I mean, I don't really know how much I would respond to that. But, yeah. But this song is actually really catchy. Really good start to the album, too. It's pretty catchy. Really good start to the album. It's really catchy. And I was going to rank this a little higher, but I decided to rank it lower because for me, there's other songs I found better than this song. I'm not hating on this song, Eye to Eye. I love this song. It's one of my favorite songs on the album. Not really much to say about this song. Oh, wait. Actually, I believe Steve Dudas, sorry, I almost got the wrong names. Steve Dudas did a guitar solo on Eye to Eye, and that was a really good guitar solo. And Jack Blades did the backing vocals of Eye to Eye, if you didn't know that. And number 4 for me is Memphis in Your Mind. This song is really good. Not only it's so catchy, but this song did a really good job on dedication to a lot of this song did a really good job on tributing to several musicians that passed away really soon too. Memphis in Your Mind referenced a lot of artists, and it referenced to Elvis Presley, Roy Orbison, and I'm not a big Roy Orbison fan, but I do respect him and admire him as a musician because he had a lot of influence later on. But yeah, if I know you're gonna be like, really? Roy Orbison was in it as a tribute? Yes. Ringo Starr actually wanted to include Roy Orbison's growl. If you probably heard it in the song, you probably must have heard his growl in the middle of the song. If you listen to Memphis in Your Mind, you can hear his growl in the middle of the song. And Ringo Starr actually he called Orbison's widow Barbara Orbison. She sent him a growl on a CD with the message, "I'm sending over a growl." And this song also has David Gilmour in it. David Gilmour is one of my favorite guitarists of all times. And yeah, Memphis in Your Mind is such a catchy song and a really good tribute song too, because this is a tribute to Roy Orbison and Elvis Presley. Because if you're probably going to be wondering, what does Elvis Presley have to do with this song? Think about it. Like the song titles. The song titles actually kind of remind me of, think about it. Elvis Presley had a hit song called Suspicious Minds. And this song is Memphis in Your Mind. So it kind of sounds a little similar. But yeah, this song, especially I actually remember Ringo Starr had one of the lyrics in the song says, "If you want to be the king, you got to go to Memphis in your mind. If you want to be the king, you got to go to Memphis in your mind," which is pretty good reference to Elvis Presley right there. But yeah. Oh yeah. He also references, because think about it, Elvis Presley, Ringo Starr actually made a references to Elvis Presley, it's like in the lyrics, if you probably heard it. "When you got your Bop-A-Lula on, slip into your blue suede shoes. We're dancing till the break of dawn. Sun records will be playing. You know every word that they're saying is true. Heartbreak Hotel is taking reservations. There's a room for you." Pretty much Ringo Starr is referencing a couple of Elvis Presley's hit songs in the lyrics, and that's such a really good way to tribute to Elvis Presley. And I am actually a fan of Elvis Presley. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of kids or parents or even people around in the modern ages, in this year, a lot of people aren't a big fan of Elvis Presley. just give him more listens, and maybe he'll grow on you and realize how much of an influence and the impact he's had over the music. Because think about it, Elvis Presley had a lot of influence, especially the Beatles, a lot of artists and bands that Elvis Presley influenced. It's really incredible. So yeah, we are on the top three list. Number three for me is Instant Amnesia. Like now, let me go ahead and say this. This is one of my favorite songs on this album. This is actually one of my number one. This is actually one of my favorite songs on this album. Like this song, and this is the third track on this album. Or yeah, this is the third track on the album. And man, this song has a tempo changes. You probably don't know. Steve Dudas, he also did a guitar solo on Instant Amnesia, by the way. And Instant Amnesia song is one of my favorite songs on this album. Like, I made one of my favorite song on this album because Ringo Starr, he mentions that, he said, quote, some of the best drumming I've ever played in the last 15 years. Wow, that's crazy. Time goes by that quick. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty much how much so far I know about this song. But this song, my favorite part about this song is the tempo changes. I love it. Because I know a lot of people have probably been like, what's tempo changes? Tempo changes were like they changed the rhythm to the song that it's in the song. Like you think like the whole song's gonna be pretty, pretty upbeat song, but it changes it to a little slower, but it goes back up and it's really good. This song did such a good job on this song. And this Instant Amnesia, I would consider it as a pretty much a theme song to this album is Ringo Rama. And this song is so good. Like, cause I love the transitions to rock or country rock into jazz, and it's really good, simple and chase right there. With Ringo Starr with his random lyrics saying, "Is this in my mind and your mind?" He says that only 2 times on this song, and I love that jazz part. And then it goes back up with that guitar solo, and that was a really good job the way they changed it too. I love it. It's easily, I would say, I was gonna put this number 1 on my list, but there's other songs that I was actually thinking of putting them higher, and I'll tell you why later on, like after I talk about this song. I love how Ringo Starr, like in the middle of the song, like when it gets a little quiet, then suddenly him just talking in the background, it's pretty funny. So yeah, number 2 for me, you may put this number 1 on your list, but for me, number 2 for me is Never Without You. This is a hit song from this album. This is a hit song. And I can see why it's a hit. And it's a really good hit, actually. I'm not going to lie. Because, hear me out when I say this. This song is actually I would say it's actually one of my favorite songs on this album. This song, originally this song was actually a tribute to John Lennon and Harry Nilsson. But since Ringo Starr thought the song was getting too messy at the time, after choosing to focus, so Ringo Starr wanted to do a tribute to George Harrison because if you didn't know, George Harrison passed away in 2001 in November at the young age of 58, I believe. Yeah, he passed away at the young age of 50s. He was in his 50s, but he was a little older than John Lennon. But it's still sad that he has to go. But yeah. This song is so good, like Instant Amnesia. It's like, or not Instant Amnesia. Never Without You is a really good song. I love that I love the backup vocals. I love the guitar solo too. I love that guitar solo of that song. It's, by the way, Eric Clapton did a guitar solo on Never Without You. If you probably don't know this, but George Harrison and Eric Clapton are really good combining each other. And by the way, fun fact about Never Without You. There's gonna be a lot of fun fact about this song, Never Without You, because this is a hit song from this album, Ringo Rama. AOL Radio actually rated Never Without You at number 5 on their top 10 Ringo Starr song list, which I agree. I would rank this probably like number 2 or number 3 because this is a tribute song. I sure it sounds a little country, but it's a tribute song and it does a really good job on what they did. And yeah, this song did a really good job. And this song, not only this song has like a good like tribute to it, but it actually mentions a lot of lyrics that references to George Harrison. One of them actually references to George Harrison's single hit, because he said never would, like it's in the chorus, and never would and the chorus, never without you, never without you, within you without you. Which, if you probably don't know, Within You Without You is a song that George Harrison made in the album, one of the greatest albums of all times, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Heck yeah, I love that album so much. And yeah, and he mentions Within You Without You is really cool and really awesome. I love it. And also, he also mentions Here Comes the Song. Here comes the song. Here comes the song. It's about you. So it's like it's a reference to George Harrison's greatest hits, which a lot of people say it's one of his their old time favorite George Harrison songs, along with Something. Here Comes the Sun song from Abbey Road album that's already turning 50 years old, by the way. Man, this album, I actually played this album all the way through it. Again, Abbey Road album is such a good album. Like, oh my god. Like, all the Beatles' album, I have no problems with them. I have no problems with the Beatles' albums. I love it. But yeah, this song also references another George Harrison, because this song actually references 3 parts of George Harrison that refer to it. Because in the lyrics is where he says, in the lyrics, Ringo Starr says, I know all things must pass. And that's a reference to George Harrison's album, All Things Must Pass. And yes, I haven't been playing this album that much. I apologize for you George Harrison fans out there. But George Harrison is, don't get me wrong, I love him as a musician. I love him. But I wasn't a big fan of All Things Must Pass album. I'll give it more listens. Don't get me wrong. So don't hate me. I'm gonna give him more listens like later on. Maybe my opinion might change. There's some of the songs that I really enjoyed on that album, but I haven't been listening to it a lot. But I know some of the songs how it goes. But yeah, George Harrison, dude. George Harrison is such a good musician too. I miss George Harrison. And number 2, yeah, never. And by the way, I love the lyrics where he says, "Take it away, Eric," before Eric Clapton does that solo. It kind of reminds me of that song "Boys," where Ringo Starr where the Beatles does a cover, which was, if you probably don't know what song is that from, it's from the "Please Please Me" album, and this is a song that he it was a cover from, I think it was the Earthling Girls. I forgot their names were. I know it was a song called, the song was called "Boys." I think it was from the Shirleys. Is that it? The Shirleys? I forgot. But I know the Boys songs. It's a cover song from, I forgot what was it from. But yeah, hold on. Yeah, the Shirleys. So the song, I was right. So it was a cover from the Shirleys. I love how before they got the guitar solo part, I love how Ringo Starr says, "All right, George." Ringo Starr is something else. I love him. And yes, now what I consider on number 1, my favorite song on this album, and it is English Garden. Like, okay, you may rank this a little lower. You may rank this a little lower on your list, but this song spoke to me, and it's actually one of my favorite songs on this album, because I love that this song kind of reminds me of the Doors' Riders on the Storm, where it has like a raining going on, like a weather. And you can hear it in the song if you listen closely, you can hear the weather going on. You expect like, oh, what's going on? But yeah, this song is so good. Like, this song is like, gives you like a weather, like a feel to it, and I love it. It kind of reminds me of Riders on the Storm song from the Doors I just mentioned. Now, I know a lot of people don't really get into the Doors, and a lot of people probably don't like the Doors or don't want to listen to them anymore. But give the Doors a chance. But one thing I have to agree with you there, I actually agree with you there. The Doors, I agree, they are not the best band in the world. The Beatles are, I would actually say the Beatles are actually my number 1 favorite band of all times. Nope, you can't deny that. But the Doors, I agree with you, they're not the best bands in the world. I agree with you there. But I don't hate the Doors, but I actually do love the Doors or who they are and their music sounds. But yeah, I know a lot of people probably talk crap about the Doors, but you gotta at least know the influence that they had over music and the psychedelic music too. By the way, because the Doors is one of the bands that made psychedelic music at the time too. But yeah, rest in peace to Jim Morrison and Ray Manzarek. If you don't know, Jim Morrison is the vocalist of the Doors, and Ray Manzarek is the pianist pianist and the organ player of the Doors. Yeah. Ray Manzarek actually passed away in 2013, and Jim Morrison passed away in 1971, which is really soon too, and really young. But English Garden, fun fact, it mentions his wife, and it mentions Barbara Bach. Sorry, I almost messed it up. And their dog Buster in the final lyrics of the song, or not in the final, not in the not in the final song in the album, but it actually mentions, because in the Brit, like in the song, the hook where it says Bridge or Barbara, Buster, and me in our English garden. And you too, Monty. That's exactly what he said in the song. I actually remember him saying, and you too, Monty. I wonder who's Monty, I wondered. So yeah. But this English Garden, I would actually say that English Garden is actually my number one favorite song in this album. You may rank Never Without You number one in your list, but I put English Garden my number one favorite song on the list is because of how much the song does such a good job on the the feel towards it and the weather you can hear in the background. And not only that, it mentions his wife, it mentions his pet dog too. It's really clever. I love it. Fun fact, also includes it actually includes the final part. Like some verses were actually taken from Paul McCartney's "Let Him In" from Wings at the Speed of Sound. I believe that's what Wings at the Speed of Sound. If you didn't know that, it's from Paul McCartney's '70s album, which I actually do. I do not actually listen to the album. I actually know some of the songs there on the album, but I haven't been getting a lot of listens because I didn't buy it yet. But yeah, I actually do like that song, "Let Him In" song. I love that song. And Ringo Starr, he actually explained about this song, which Ringo Starr quote, "That always happens when you're sitting in the garden. Doesn't it?" So I just put the lines in and call Paul for permission. He said sure. He knew about it ahead of time. He knew about it ahead of time. And yeah, after looking at several albums where one artist will record all the instruments for a particular song, Ringo Starr wanted to do just that, and the result was the track, a hidden track, however. It's a hidden track on the final song of English Garden, which is called "I Really Love Her." And that's the track where he plays all the instruments in that song. He plays all the instruments. I'm not even joking. I believe he played all the instruments in that song. I believe he played all the songs on that album. On that song, not album. I'm a loser. And yeah, no, he actually did play all the instruments. Actually, I'm not joking. He actually played all the instruments on one song, which is called "I Really Love Her," and it's actually a pretty good snippet. I actually love that snippet. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. So English Garden, I will actually include that as my number. I will put that as my number one favorite song from this album, Ringo Rama. So what do I think about this album, Ringo Rama? I will give this album out of 10. I will give this 8.1 out of 10, 8.2 out of 10, because it does have a little more of country music in it, but it has some it has some rockers music there now. And it does have a really good songs like "Never Without You" or "Imagine Me There." English Garden is one of my favorite songs. It's actually my number one favorite song in the album. So throughout the outro, I'm just gonna. there's gonna be a little more to say about the ending of the video, but I'm just gonna show you what this CD looks like. So I hope you don't mind. I do this in other videos too. So, and this is how the album looks like. And by the way, this first disc right there with the stars on it, that's the CD. That's the audio that you can play. And on the back cover is, let me see. This one is Ringo Rama Land. Almost like a reference to Super Mario Brothers, like Super Mario Brothers and Flower Land, something like that. Kind of reminds me of it a little bit. And this is a DVD where you can play and it has like a documentary in it. And this one is just him being silly and I don't know, just being himself. Oh, almost myself. And no, it's not broken. This Ringo Rama album, it's not broken. It's always been like that. So yeah. And this is the back cover of the Ringo Rama album. This is the back cover. So yeah, the back cover is really small, so I don't think you really can't see it over there. I don't think you can really see it, but I'm gonna try my best to try to see if you can see it over there. I don't think you really can see it. I'll just do it for a little, like 3 seconds. Okay. So for the first page is just this page. And this is just him showing his piece of love pose right there. And those are all the pictures that they took in while making this album, which is really cool to show some personality of them too. I love it. I love when albums they show like pictures of them, hanging out, having fun times, recording for the album. So I will give them that. And it's actually pretty cool. And this second page actually has a quote by Maria Hudson saying, "I realize that if I am not myself, then the person that people are loving is not me." I agree with that. Don't you agree with that message from this person, from her? Let me just put it on focus. 1 second. So yeah, the next page is pretty much, this next page is, put it on focus just in case, because most of my videos, because most of the videos I made are pretty much, if I don't put it on focus, it's gonna look all blurry. So yeah, and those are all what they said about what I believe. So yeah, so in this, in the upper, in the up right there is where they said who made this album, who made the album cover too, of course, and who made this album. In the back, in the down is where they give all the thanks to someone who was included in this album, or not only included to the album, but included for their family members. Okay, there. So I could just, so you can see what it looks like, what it says. Oh, almost dropped my camera. Sorry. So yeah, pretty cool that they let Roy Orbison screw out. I love it. Sorry if I keep talking about it. And this is the next page. I opened up. The next page is just the song title, and not the song lyrics. The song lyrics is actually on the DVD. If you didn't know that, it's actually on. Well, let me just put on focus again. This is the last. I believe. Yeah, this is the last page. So yeah, let me just do it one last time. So yeah, this is the last page, and this is Ringo Starr when he was younger. Wow, and this is where he looks right now. Like, especially, I think that's exactly what he looks like right now. He still looks exactly. He didn't really change that much today. I mean, because I know this album came out I know this album probably came out, because this album came out 16 years ago, so it's not really long ago compared to like his 70s. Oh, long time ago. This album didn't really came out a long time ago. Long time ago, not really. But yeah, Ringo Starr, for me, he's just trying his best to look young. I mean, I don't think he wants to try, but that's pretty much him right there. But yeah, but in the back, but in the DVD, I know you're gonna be like, but where's the lyrics? Did you buy the one with the lyrics? But it's actually on the DVD, like, along with Choose Love album, where it has like a lyrics in the DVD. But this album, like in the Choose Love albums, where it has like, song information. I mean, not song information, but the people that were participated in this album making. It doesn't have like what I'm showing you right now is like, it doesn't have lyrics too. So yeah, it has like, tracks, who did the guitar solo, who does the drumming, who does all that stuff, and yeah, all that, and it's very similar where he doesn't have. It's similar that he doesn't have the lyrics, but they're all included in the DVD. And yeah, it's actually, in this album actually has what's it called? A dual disc. If you don't know what that means, a dual disc is where it has like a one side is a CD and the other side, when you turn over, it's a DVD. So it kind of reminds me of a vinyl player. It reminds me of a vinyl player where, like, when you're done with side one, you could turn over and go to side two, which is really interesting and really exciting to do. Like, when you switch over, like here, it's a CD, but when you return it, where you flip it over, it's like it's a DVD that has the lyrics. And also it also has a documentary of the film, of course. I mean, what kind of DVD does not have a documentary, huh? I don't know, but that's all I have to say about Ringo's Rama's ranking the tracks least worst to best. Like I always say, least favorite to favorite. So yeah, if do you agree with my list? What is your least favorite? What is your least favorite to favorite tracks on this album? What is your least favorite to favorite? So yeah, this like I said, this is just for fun. I'm not just being so like sarcastic or mean or anything. This is just for fun. I'm not bash. I would never bash Ringo Starr because he's from the drummer of the Beatles. But yeah, let me know what's your least favorite to favorite. If you had to rank the least favorite to favorite tracks on this album, let me know in the comments down below what is your least favorite to favorite tracks if you had to rank them. And if you guys and girls enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications so you can be subscribed, so you can go directly to that video by being notified. My social media are in the description. And that's it. I will see you in the next video. Change the world. Peace and love. Yeah. What I was gonna say? I think I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. No, I think I got it. Okay, sorry. I'll see you in the next video. Change the world. Peace and love. Peace and love. Oh, wow. I almost dropped my camera. Oh, I'm so silly.